Oh, hello, beautiful, and welcome to Cosplay Conversation. I'm Vortex. On this episode, I got to speak with Mzz Skittles. Now, Mzz Skittles is a graphic designer, co-founder of the Urban Anime Lounge, and a panelist of the Blerd Spectrum Podcast. So, get ready for Cosplay Conversation.
So just count to yourself from 5 and just go right into it.
Hey, just finished an interview with Cosplay and Conversations. So make sure you guys check it out.
All right, cool. All right, now let's get into it. So, of course, I was reading your bio, and you are so amazing. Like, first and foremost, please introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name my cosplay name is Mzz Skittles Cosplay. But Tiffany, you can call me Tiffany or Mzz Skittles, whatever you prefer. But yeah, that's me. I'm a cosplayer.
And how long have you been doing this?
I have been cosplaying since 2017. Officially, I've been going to conventions for years, but in 2017, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. Like, why not?
Yeah, why not? Why not you just, engulf yourself into the whole dynamic of
Yes.
what it is to be a cosplayer? Yes, awesome. So, what attracts you to these characters that you portray?
Ooh, so it really depends. Sometimes it just depends on how I feel, but a lot of times, my cosplay character list is like ridiculous. So a lot of them like favorites or characters that I feel like I can relate to. And then occasionally when I go off the list, it's more of like sometimes group cosplay, sometimes just what I'm feeling in the moment, like who's like what's in, what's now, what's new, and I'm like, ooh, I like that character, so maybe I'll try my hand at that. But yeah, I have a list. I have characters that I feel like are my favorites, and I also like enjoy.
Okay, cool. So, off the cuff, how many characters do you think you have portrayed so far?
Ooh, off the cuff.
Off the cuff.
Man, I honestly, I don't know that. I know I know in 2020 alone, because of the pandemic, I was just like pushing characters out. So I would say at least 30.
Okay.
If not more, because I also do original characters. So yeah.
Okay. Well, what's one of your original characters?
So I just recently finished like a series of characters that I wrote a whole like story, like a backstory for them and everything. But they're seasonal elves. So when I first started this whole elf journey, it initially started with somebody requesting like me to do makeup looks on TikTok, and then I decided to turn it into more like like a whole story, like a I don't know how to describe it, but I wrote backstory for these whole characters. So the first elf I started with was the fall elf, and her name is Ashita.
Okay.
And Ashita is high counsel to the queen of of the oh dang, I'm forgetting my story already. But I want to say there's a northern and southern kingdom. I had to who's the queen of which kingdom. But anyways, so she's the high council elf to the winter queen Nevaeh. And then I have a spring elf, which is the twin sister of Yashida.
Okay.
Name is why am I forgetting? I'm so excited, like I'm forgetting my own people's names, but it'll come to me. The spring elf is high counsel to the summer elf, which is Solaris.
Okay.
So summer queen Solaris. So yeah, I like written a whole backstory. I'm still trying to figure out like how I'm gonna release it, because it's like I'm only on I'm on Instagram and Facebook, but I don't know, like I haven't got into like Patreon or things like that where could probably release more, deeper content besides pictures and videos. So yeah, all of the elves. I just finished Solaris this summer, so I've completed all of my original character elves. And I'm just really trying to figure out how to release the story now.
Okay, cool. Well, whatever you decide, please let me know. I would love to support you.
Yeah, I definitely reach out.
So, do you make a lot of your own cosplays, or do you, order certain things? Do you sew? Do you do your own prosthetics? Like, what do you do?
So I would say that I make about 90% of my cosplay. Okay. I learned how to sew via YouTube, like just watching crafting videos and as well as foam smithing and all of that. Like, I learned all of that stuff through YouTube and watching other cosplayers, and then there's resources where you can get patterns and things from other cosplayers who've done amazing work. So yeah, I sew, I foam smith. I have created my own prosthetics. When I did my Melina cosplay, I created the mouth prosthetic for that. So I do a little bit of everything. I tried my hand at wig styling, and that that might be a task that I may never perfect, but I've definitely tried.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes you need a really good surgeon when you make a good wig.
Yes, yeah, no, yeah. Go off to the wig stylists and creators, because that takes some patience that I have yet to acquire.
Okay, so okay, here's another curveball. You ready? What was your first cosplay?
Oh, that's easy.
Okay, yes.
I'll never forget. Okay, so my
You'll
first
never forget your first.
You'll never forget. My first cosplay was in 2017, of course, and I went to Dragon Con. It was my first con of that size, and I don't know why. I'd never been to Dragon Con, and it was a whole experience, because it's a very large con, and it's not in one place, and that was my first time experiencing a con that was in multiple places in the whole city of Atlanta. So I went as Storm, and I went as Storm because, one, it's Storm. Like, I know a lot of Black cosplayers, like, they don't like to like go to characters that people would always try to put places in, but I love Storm as a character. Growing up, she's one of my favorite X-Men, so I was like, why not do Storm? And then on on top of that, I did the leotard version, so it wasn't that much work. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I need something like limited. At the time, I had this little, I don't know if you've seen the little teeny like sewing machines on infomercials. Like I had those little tiny things. And I was like, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to sew something.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up making the Storm cosplay, and the boots out there was a mistake because all of that walking.
Oh, you had heels.
But the feedback was so amazing, and from that point on, I was just like, I love this. I love the feeling of being in character and, you know, embodying that character, and just the joy to see, you know, others looking at me and my work and be like, oh my God, you did that, like.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Great, that's awesome. Storm was actually my first character as well.
yes.
I was trying to take my children to Awesome Time, and I forgot about myself. So once again, going to the closet, what do I have? And then I bought the wrong kind of spray paint, so it looked like I was an older version.
Oh no. No.
Of Storm with an afro. So I was like a steampunk older version of Storm.
Hey, look.
Yeah, you had to get older at one point. But this year at BlerdCon, I revised it and was a much better version of a steampunk Storm with the right kind of hair coloring and all that. But I did not know there was a whole thing about a steampunk Storm.
Yes.
I had no idea. It was throwing me and my boyfriend off a little bit because like every few seconds, oh, steampunk Storm, can I take a picture? I was like,
Yeah.
okay, sure. And was like, I only collect steampunk Storms. Like, should I be concerned about my picture? Just a little bit. My boyfriend's like, I don't know about this character anymore, baby.
Like, it fell into a whole niche and
Yeah,
then
the whole niche. I had no idea. So, you're a graphic artist.
Mm-hmm.
What type of graphic artist are you?
So, my regular full-time job is I'm a graphic designer. So I work in communications, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I work for the Department of Defense. So a lot of the work that I do at work is centered around agency communications, everything from like high level like graphics to like, you know, social media stuff. So I mean that's the basis of my day-to-day life, but outside of that, like I love like I love drawing. Like I went to school for art, so I love anything art related, but
Okay.
I would say that when it comes to graphics, like my focus is mainly on I just do like a lot of things, like from logo design, flyers. I do illustrate occasionally. And what else? I mean, I just do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people come to me for all different types of things, and whatever service I can provide to them, I try to get it done. So.
All right, you heard that. She provides services in graphic design. So let's support this sister right here. So you're part of, or you're a co-founder of Urban Anime Lounge. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Okay. So, Anime Lounge. Ooh, shout out to the team. Okay, so it's Urban Anime Lounge started off as just like a Facebook group community type deal. And the 10 of us co-founders, 10 founders, decided to take it to the next level and become a brand. And basically our brand specializes in creating a community atmosphere and safe place for people of color, or Black people, Black culture, geek culture, Black culture. So we pride ourselves in creating a safe space for people who are like us, who don't always fit in elsewhere. So we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we're on Discord, YouTube, like Patreon. But yeah, we do virtual events. We used to do in-person events, but hopefully we'll get back to that. And then, we have like little regional events here and there, for our members, so they can, meet and greet each other and just enjoy, like-minded individuals in their space. So.
Oh. Now you're also, on top of all of that, you're also a co-host of the Blerd Spectrum Podcast.
Yes.
So what's that all about?
So the Blerd Spectrum Podcast is basically like a group of friends who fall on on the spectrum of all types of things, whether it be the culture itself, sexuality, just what we do in life, but we've come together and we talk about everything related. I mean, it's not always just related to Blerd culture, but we talk about political things and how they affect Black people, and then of course we talk about our nerd things, nerd on different things, and then yeah, I mean, it's just a fun group of friends, just talking, just having a conversation, and if people want to tune in and they they like it, then we invite you to listen and subscribe.
And all of the links that Mzz Skittles is talking about will be in the description, so please stay tuned to that and support.
Yes.
Absolutely. So when you're making your cosplays, what is your process like from beginning to end?
Oh, process. Okay, so process. I think the process is probably the funnest part for me, and it's probably of course it's the most important, but it's also probably the funnest outside of actually going to the con. But since we haven't had a lot of conventions because of the pandemic, the process has become like it's very important. So process. First of all, when I choose a character from the list of whoever, one, I like to do research on the character. A lot of times when I'm doing research on the character, it's one, to find different reference photos of the outfit in particular that I'm trying to do. Sometimes I like to change up the outfit or how I want to portray the character. I do gender bend a lot of characters, and then also I've only done one mashup, but that particular character, which is my Sailor Storm, again, trying to choose the characteristics of each character to bring them together so people easily recognize the character right off bat. So when I'm working, researching the character, different poses, backstory, I try, for the most part, I choose characters that I'm familiar with. But occasionally, somebody will ask me to be a part of a group cosplay, and then I'll select a character that I may not be familiar with, but I'm interested in their character design in general. So, so backstory, character design, and then I go with materials. So when I'm doing the the research on the character's outfit and the design I'm looking at, I'm looking specifically at like what type of material would I think that clothing would be made out of, whether it's spandex or faux leather or fur, you know, things like that. And then if foam is involved, that becomes a whole different monster. Like,
yes.
do I need to make this out of foam? So yeah, like characters with like breastplates and armor and things like that. It's just, that's a whole different beast in itself. And that planning is just like, sometimes it's a lot of trial and error. But for the most part, it's also a good learning experience, especially when you're working with new materials or materials that you've used before, but never like in that particular way. So that's why I like to watch YouTube videos and other people, you know, create things. So I'm always learning something new. And then when you do create something, it's easier to recreate that next time. Like, oh, this worked for me last time, so I'm just do that.
Yes, do your revisions. Recycle.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly.
So yeah, so that whole process, I like to when it comes to making armor, I like to make the armor first and then fall back on the sewing, because I know sewing doesn't take as long as it does to make armor. So I make armor first and then go into sewing. But if it's all sewing, sometimes that can be trial and error too.
Yes, it can.
I feel like my friends will get a kick out of hearing this. But so some of them know and some of them don't. But I just recently at BlerdCon did the snake Hashira, and I'm trying to make the pants. So previously, most of our characters, I'm pretty sure most of the pants that I've made are made out of spandex, and I'm kind of thick, you know, I got some hips on me. So the fabric I use, this is again a whole learning experience for me. I use straight cotton fabric, which I've used before, but never really on pants. So I'm cutting my pattern from pants that I previously used, but they're made out of spandex. So they fit me just fine. Yeah, not in cotton, they don't. I made those pants like 3 times because I was like, why? Like, how much space do I
stretch? Yeah, you wasn't getting stretch.
I was like, oh no, this is different. This is different. Cotton, not my favorite material to work. But yeah, so stuff like that, it's just a learning experience, but I know next time.
Right.
So that I have this new pattern specifically cotton pants now. But yeah, so again, looking at each detail, I'm a stickler for details. So I'm looking at eye color, wigs. If I have to style a wig, Lord, I have to look at all of these things, and I have to get these materials in order for me to feel comfortable, like putting the character out there. So yeah, my process, I feel like I'm pretty detailed. Sometimes I feel like a little bit unnecessarily, but yeah. Sometimes I feel like I make stress for myself, unnecessary stress for myself. But all in all, when I finish the product, I think for me, it's just like feeling accomplished. And if other people like my accomplishment, then, you know, I welcome it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing your process, because this is a series right now talking about the cosplay process. And it's very important to, you know, have that vision and know what steps and what resources are available to you so you can accomplish this character. All right, so Ms. Skittles, what tips and tricks do you have that you can share with everyone?
Tips and tricks. Well, my favorite would have to be the glue gun. Okay. I'm sure every cosplayer knows this,
Yes.
but
Yes.
if you're new to cosplay and you don't know, you need to have a glue gun with you at all times. It will be the savior. I swear to God, at any con you go to, you think that everything, you done put on the outfit at home, you done had the greatest test fitting, you done took pictures in this thing, and as soon as you go to the con, something falls apart. And you know what save you? That glue gun. I have glued friends into their cosplays, okay? So if you don't have a glue gun, you must get one and take it with you everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, just take.
So you know what else you can use with your glue gun?
What?
3D filament.
Really?
Really?
Huh?
I've seen it. Try it. You might like it.
Look, I done learned something. Okay.
So maybe like embellishments in your clothes. Yes. Try 3D filament. Now, what size, I don't know, because glue guns come in different sizes. Yeah. But if you just get a little cheap glue gun and just try it out with some filament.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, thank you. Look, thank you. I learned new today. I like this. All right. I'm gonna try that out. I actually do, speaking of like, trinkets and things, I do a lot of resin work. Okay. I think resin is it's very inexpensive, and it's very easy to do. Like, it's not, like a science project, it's 2 parts, you mix them together. And if you have, you have molds and things for embellishments, or like, use resin. It's super easy.
Please make sure you read the labels. Some resins, you do have to wear a respirator.
Oh,
so
yes.
Please, folks. Yes.
You need goggles, like all
yes.
face masks, like. I will say I am occasionally, one who'll pull the Dremel out and just be going in without a mask, but you should always wear safety glasses, face masks, all of that stuff. Please do not be out here passing out and or
ventilation, all that.
Yes. Safety is definitely important when you are wearing this stuff. Like, this is real. You're doing real work. So
yeah. I will say, one time I ran out of cups. I was like, oh, well, I have Ziploc bags. Do not use a Ziploc bag to mix your resin. It will be hot.
Yes, and it melts.
Yep. You will get burned. Do not do that. Do not. Don't. That caught me off guard. I was like, it's smoking. Oh my God. Water.
That is smoking.
Because I was doing a lot. I was like, yes. Oh, it's mixing real nice. Like, oh no, hell no.
Right. No.
So yes, don't use a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, no. Also, another trick, use patterns. A lot of people think, I got to do this from scratch. I got to tape my body up, cut it out, do it from, 0 to 100. No, man.
No.
Use a pattern. save yourself the headache and time. Because I definitely when my first foam work was Nubia. And I did, I watched the YouTube video, I taped myself up and cut it and, did all the, and, it fit okay. It fit okay. And then I found out, there was patterns online and I was like, what? Why did I do this to myself?
It was a learning experience.
Like, no, go online, get them patterns, that print them out, do like easy work. Like all you gotta do is, get your little measurements right. And you can easily like cut down foam or, add to it or whatever, but don't stress yourself. Don't be like me. Go ahead and get that pattern going.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So this has been a complete honor, pleasure. I had a great time with you today. Thank you so much for being a guest on my show. I love your energy. So once again, my guest is Mzz Skittles, and all of her information will be in the comments below. Check her out, support her. Awesome graphic designer. So yes. So thank you so much.
Thank you.